Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I thought it'd be fun to take a look at all of the palettes that I've added to my collection in 2019. I hope you're enjoying Vlogmas so far. I've been very challenged to be doing a video every day. It's been a lot of work on top of my normal work. It's always fun to challenge myself and give myself a goal to work towards. Do I fall short sometimes? Yes, but that's alright. We're moving forward. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. So these are all the palettes that I added to my collection this year. When I first started thinking about the idea of this video, I didn't think I was gonna have this many. I do get a lot of palettes from BoxyCharm, but I felt like this last year I didn't get as many as maybe like last year. I don't know, I didn't feel like I got a ton, but there's a lot. I have 12 palettes, so that's like one per month, which might not seem like a lot to some people. That might seem like a crap ton to other people. I feel like that's kind of a lot. So instead of going through them in an order of which one I like best, I thought it'd be interesting to kind of go through the order of how I got them throughout the year. This might not be exact, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close on these, so let's jump in. The first palette, I got this in January of this year. This is from BoxyCharm. It's the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Volume 3 palette. And I feel like a lot of people weren't super excited about this palette when we got it in BoxyCharm, but I wasn't too bummed. Mine's a little dirty because I used it a lot. This was my travel palette, so if I had a bag of makeup in my purse, this was most likely in it. I mean, one, it just has a really nice mirror that's easy to hold. You can just kind of hold it in the palm of your hand. You can hold it like this, and it was just great mirror. But then also, if I hadn't done eyeshadow that day, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shimmery shades in here that go on the eyes beautifully. You can just go in with your finger, tap into it, and then just smear it on your lid, and it looks beautiful. There is one matte. The matte is kind of disappointing. I feel like I hadn't really ever gotten that one to work well. Some of my favorite shades in this palette, I mean, the favorite shade is, you can definitely tell, there's definitely a dip out of it. It's this pink one. It's called Heat Wave. And then I also really enjoyed this color as well. That one's called Malibu. And then the other ones were kind of more of a goldy bronze color, but the pink colors I really enjoyed. So this one it was nice. I still use it. I enjoy it. I think this is the next palette. I'm not totally sure. I'm pretty sure this was from the April BoxyCharm. This is the Pure Festival palette. And I actually just decluttered this from my collection. I just kind of dug it out of my little stash of declutter stuff. I don't think this is a bad palette. I just am not attracted to it. If you take away that pink and purple shade here, it's a very warm palette, and I'm just not really into super orangey colors, and these glitters are a little bit much. I'm not a huge fan of them, and so it just isn't for me. I think the quality's fine. I just don't really enjoy it, so I'm getting rid of it. The next two palettes I actually got on the same day. These are two drugstore palettes. These ones I did purchase myself. I wasn't sent these by BoxyCharm or anything. The first palette is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Bling Boss palette. This is a pinky purple situation. I really enjoy this palette. I think it's nice. I think there is some nice wearable shades in here. This next one sadly broke recently. This is the Flower Beauty Sugar Rush palette, and I actually just talked about this in a video. I don't even remember what video this was from. Oh, reflecting on the makeup brands that I wanted to try in 2019. I was saying that I wanted to try stuff from Flower Beauty, and so I bought this at the same time as I bought that Morphe palette. I bought both of these at Ulta, and I was taking this out of this room back to my room, and I dropped it, and two of the shades just shattered, and there's no saving it. I had to vacuum it up, and I really just need to go in and clean it out. But it was unfortunately two of my favorite shades. This shade was you can't even tell, but this shade was like a iridescent kind of like light pink color, and then this one was a matte tan color. So like the two shades that I used with like every look, I broke, and it's really unfortunate. It's so sad. But this one I also like. I think it's good. I think, if I'm being honest with myself, I think the Morphe one might be a touch more wearable than this for me. Just, I don't know, there's something about the Morphe one. I think it's the shimmers in here. There's a few lighter shimmers. You have this really great like transition color, and then you have like some other darker colors that are fun to work with. This one, I felt like I had like the same like 3 or 4 shadows the entire time I would like use it, that I was like pulling from. I think it's good. But yeah, I bought these, so I bought them on the same day because I was actually after the Morphe, I don't even remember what it's called, but it was like one of their 35 pan palette. And it was like pink and purple. I just forget what it's called, but I wanted it so bad. And then when I saw it in person, I was like, this isn't it. I don't think this is what I wanted. And I had had my eye on this Flower Beauty one for a little while, and then I picked up the Jaclyn Hill one because I felt like I could get a lot of those looks I was going for, like a pinky purple look. And so I bought both of those, and I don't regret it. I bought these around my birthday. My birthday was in May, and I believe I bought these like a few weeks after my birthday. I was just out shopping and like picked up a few things. I think it was at the end of May actually. I think this one would be next. This is another Tarte palette that we got in BoxyCharm. This is the BU Naturally palette, and it has like a little leaf motif on the front and just some shade names on the back. This one is honestly like something that I travel with often because these shades are like really neutral. There's some shimmer shades, there's good matte shades. It's just like a good solid palette, and so I have used this one quite a bit since I got it. I want to say this was in June. I'm not totally sure. June or July or something like that, but I've used this quite a bit. This is the next palette, and this is another one I'm decluttering. Again, from BoxyCharm. I think this one was from September? No. August? I think it was August. And this is the Natural Goddess palette from Butter London. And it's just not colors that I reach for. It's kind of hard to get like a full look out of this. You have just 2 matte colors, a blue and a dark brown, and then a lot of shimmers. And I just didn't ever reach for it, so another one that I decluttered like last week. Actually, I think this one was from September. I think that one might have been from August. This is from Violet Voss, and this is the Essentials palette. Another BoxyCharm palette. This one is nice. I had this on top of my vanity for a while because I was reaching into this a lot for a few specific shades. I really enjoy these 2 shimmers. I like both of these mattes, and then I like this side up here. So you have like a plum color, this like brick red color, and then black. And then I didn't ever go for like these 3 shades. They were just a little too colorful for me. So I put this one away recently in my last Shop My Stash because I was just kind of getting bored of it a little bit, and so I will break it back out because I do think it's a good palette. I just was like stuck in a rut with it for a little bit, so I put it away. But it's a pretty good palette. I think it was a good one for BoxyCharm. I think it was a nice in-between like a colorful and a neutral palette, because sometimes they can go a little heavy-handed with either, and so I thought this was a good one. This is another palette that I picked up myself in September. This is the ColourPop California Love palette, and there was just something about this palette that when it came out, it like drew my attention to it. I was very attracted to this palette, and I just didn't buy it because ColourPop comes out with so many eyeshadow palettes, and I know I just said like a few minutes ago that I don't really like warm orange toned colored shadows, but there was just something about this palette that like it really drew me in, and so I gave it like, I feel like it came out like early this year. I gave it like a good like 7 or 8 months, and then picked this up in September. And I got this at Ulta. I really enjoy that you can get some ColourPop stuff at Ulta, and It's good. I have a few like go-to shades in here. There's definitely some ones that I use more than others. I would say the like light orange color here, I don't go in for that one. I use this one a lot. I use all the shimmers really. The glittery shades are really pretty. I think this was $16 and I really enjoy it. I wear it not super often. I actually wore this yesterday. I had like a Christmas party that I went to and I wore this and did like a really gold shimmery eye, and it was super cute and it looked very festive, which I feel like looking at this palette you wouldn't think like holiday palette, but got a really cute holiday look out of it. This was the October palette from BoxyCharm. People got different variations of this. This is the Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauves palette. And this is just like a little 5-pan palette that are all very like monochromatic. I do enjoy these colors. They're definitely colors I wear. I just haven't reached for it for some reason. I mean, I did a few times, just not a ton. But I think it's a nice palette. I feel like the darkest shade, I did have some trouble blending it. Like I was having some trouble with it kind of like skipping a little bit on the eyes. But all the other ones are really nice. They're good quality and they last a long time. And so I think this is a really nice, compact little palette and I'm a fan. At the beginning of November, I picked up this palette. I got this when I was in New York. This is the Milk Cosmetics Gemini palette. And this is a palette that I've had my eye on for a very long time and have been wanting for quite a long time. This palette is massive, by the way. This is like a foot long. It's so big. And the colors on here are so pretty. I really enjoy that you have like these warm kind of brown colors and then you have these like grungy green colors. I think this is such a fun palette. I still haven't done a look with this on my channel and I need to. It's really challenging me and like making me step out of my comfort zone. So this one is beautiful. And then in November for my BoxyCharm, we got the Celestial Thunder palette from Dominique Cosmetics. And this one is quite beautiful. Oh, wait, no, was this in November or was this October? I don't remember. Later this year, we got this in BoxyCharm. And this is a nice palette. I've actually been really enjoying this. I love this shimmery shade. It's so pretty. This one is also pretty. I typically go for like these two colors, this color. And then I've used like the orangey colors a little bit. I haven't touched the pink or the blue yet. I would use the pink, I just haven't quite yet. But I do enjoy this formula. I think it's really nice. The shimmers are beautiful. This was another one in November. This is from Bobbi Brown and this is the Love in the Afternoon eyeshadow palette. I got this from Influencer. I mean, first off, the packaging is absolutely stunning. I think that's so pretty. This was their holiday palette, and when I first saw this, I was not expecting really anything exciting or really that great, but these are beautiful. I love the favorite shade of the palette right here. This one is beautiful. I've talked about this palette in multiple videos recently. I did a get ready with me, my holiday get ready with me. I was wearing this palette. I talked about this in my favorites. I've just been totally loving this palette. This is like my everyday favorite right now. I forgot I have another palette that I literally just got from BoxyCharm, and I think I have another BoxyCharm palette coming in like 2 days. So I'll have one more palette in 2019, I guess. But this one is the Natasha Denona Cranberry palette. And this one is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. I think I got a really pretty look out of it. I'm wearing this nude, this is actually what it's called, is nude. All over my lids I have this like cranberry shade in my crease, this more like burgundy shade in the outer corner, and I have a little touch of this pink shimmer on my outer edge of my lid. And so far so good. I mean, this was my first time using it, so I don't have a ton of thoughts, but so far so good. But again, I will have, I guess, one more palette. I think I'm getting another palette in BoxyCharm, like my regular BoxyCharm. My regular BoxyCharm this month is coming so late, I'm kind of annoyed. But, so I guess that was 13 palettes, and then if you count the one from BoxyCharm, there'll be 14. That's a lot. So I'm getting rid of 2 of them, and we'll see how the other ones go. If I had to pick, like, a few standout palettes, I would pick the following. I guess you could say these were the worst palettes of the bunch because I'm getting rid of them. I mean, again, not terrible quality, just not my style, and I don't like them. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Best everyday palette, Bobbi Brown, Love in the Afternoon palette, 100%. The most exciting and inspiring palette would be the Milk Cosmetics Gemini palette, 100%. This thing inspires me and makes me want to be better at makeup. And then I think the one, I want to bring this one in. There's something about this palette that just keeps drawing me back, even though I don't use it a ton. Like, I use it here and there, but there's just something about it that, like, draws me to it, and I think it's so beautiful. I think part of it is the packaging. I'm from California, and I love California. California love, and this is nostalgic for me. I feel like the rest of the palettes are good, but they're not like a standout palette for me. So really, I think these 3 are like my top palettes from this year, which is crazy. I'm just coming up with this on the spot, but I honestly think that these are my 3 favorite palettes from this year. And I've only had this one a month, this one like a month and a half, and this one maybe like 2 months. And I feel like that's saying something because a lot of these other palettes I've had for a long time. And these ones are just ones that I keep going back to and I'm extremely inspired by and I love, and quality is fantastic. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. I thought it was kind of fun to take a look at all of the palettes that I've accumulated over this year, which again is way more than I thought I did. So if you have a favorite palette from this year, leave it down below. I would love to hear about it. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't already. I would love to have you around. And until next time, bye guys.